Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the brand new Minions to The Rise of Gru Funko Pops here. So in this wave there are 8 Funko Pops. Now on this list I'm only going to be ranking, it'll be a list of 7, and that's because one of them I'm going to put on the list with another one like in a combined spot, because they're basically the same Funko Pop and one of them is just glow in the dark. And when it usually comes to glow in the dark or metallic, I keep those two normally pretty close together. When it's a 10-inch version, there can be minor differences, and I feel like that's a big enough difference because of course now it's 10 inches, but for the other ones, I just kind of keep them together, especially if they're just going to get the same score at the end of the day. So for this list, there will be 7 of them for each Funko Pop. I'm going to give them a score out of 5. I will also share my want list with all of you, just letting you know which ones I plan on picking up in the future. And then I'll let you know my final score for the wave. And let's just get straight into it here with number 7.
I'm having a bad day. It's about time that I get...
Alright, so here we have the 10-inch version of Roller Skating Stewart, and this one is a pretty unique looking pop. I don't know what it is about the way that they structured his body here, but I just don't feel like it looks like a minion shape. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the super long arms or like the body shaping, like I don't know, it just looks kind of off to me, and just it being a 10-inch, I just feel the 10-inch pops are just so unnecessary in my opinion. I know that a lot of people really like the 10-inch Funko Pops, but for me personally, unless it like directly relates with the character, I'm not a huge fan of them. There's a few cases where I'll make exceptions, and of course all of this list is subjective. It's just my personal opinion, so the main thing about the 10-inch pops is just I don't feel that they're very necessary, and for this one, I just feel that way about it. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 2 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 6.
Steamrolling whatever I see.
Okay, so here we have Young Gru, and this one is a pretty cool looking pop. I'm not a huge fan of the design here. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's like just the way it was translated into Funko Pop form. I mean, it looks okay, but like, I don't know, the nose necessarily doesn't look long enough in my opinion. I'm not sure, I haven't really seen the trailer for Minions 2 The Rise of Gru since it was like released, that original trailer, so I'm not super up to date on Gru's design here, so I don't know, it still looks okay, it's a decent looking pop, but amongst the other Minion ones in this line, it just falls a little short for me. So for this one, it's going to earn a 2.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 5.
I'm having a bad day.
Alright, so here we have 70s Bob, and this one is a pretty creative design here. I like the pink contrasting against the yellow color scheme here. I think that looks really well done. I like the little lollipop that Bob is holding, and then the wig there looks really hilarious. I like seeing the Minions kind of dress up as like sort of different personas, I suppose, to kind of disguise themselves, and I don't know if they're really fooling anybody, but I think that this one definitely has a unique look to it. Definitely a 70s style, of course. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 4.
That's okay. Watch, this is so fun to see.
Okay, so here we have the Pajama Bob, and Bob looks really tired here. I can definitely relate to that, and I think that he just looks super cute, a really cool expression going on there. I think his teddy bear looks really great. Kind of looks like the teddy bear looks tired as well. He's got like his tongue sticking out a little bit there, or maybe that's his whole mouth, I'm not really too sure. And then the eyes, like the buttons there, just make him look even more tired as if he has his eyes closed. So some really nice attention to detail there with the teddy bear, and overall I think it's pretty good design here for Bob. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 3.
Despicable me. Why ask why? Better yet, why?
Alright, so here we have the standard version of Roller Skating Stuart, and this one was above the other one because I just feel like it's probably going to be better for me personally, just in a normal Funko Pop size. I think that the 10-inch is just too large for a character like this. I know it's like really no harm in the end because, of course, Funko's not making me buy the 10-inch, but just for this list here, I'm just not a huge fan of them, but I do not mind the actual design of this one. I do like the colors there. I know I said the body was a little bit weird, but like shaping wise, but I still do like the outfit. I love the headphones, a lot of detail going on here with the roller skates as well, so well done to Funko there for making a really colorful design there. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 3.5 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 2.
Why are you marking X on that spot? Why use a blowtorch?
At number 2 here we have Kung Fu Kevin, and this is the one where there are the two different versions of him, but I just combined them on the list here because I don't feel like it's a big enough difference for me to separate them on the list because they probably would have just been in spots 2 and 3, but I do like the glow-in-the-dark one here a little bit better than the common one. It's going to be an FYE exclusive, this glow-in-the-dark version, and I think it looks really great, at least from what we can see from the glam shot, and then just the core design here is really awesome. It's kind of a reference to Kill Bill, and I think that's pretty unique. They did that in a Lego Ninjago set as well, which was kind of cool, so a lot of references to Kill Bill lately, so I'm wondering what's up with that, but I think that's still a really great design here. I love the expression going on with Kevin there, and for this one, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 1.
Why use a chainsaw? Is that all you got? Why do you
Alright, so here we have Pet Rock Auto, and this one is a really cute pop here. I really love the minion design here. I like the braces going on. I think the two eyes look really cute there. I like when they're a little bit smaller, more toned down. I think that rock even looks pretty cute there with the little Funko eyes. I think that's a really nice detail there. And just probably my favorite minion design from this wave of minions, of course. And I'm not a huge Minions person, but I can definitely appreciate the cute designs here. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to my want list for the wave.
people in shock? But my question to you is why not?
Okay, so for my want list here, there are actually no pops from the Minions 2 line that I want to pick up or intend to pick up. I'm just not a huge fan of Minions. I actually don't mind the first film. I think it's a little bit overly hated just because of the craze of Minions. I think people are kind of just sick of seeing them being advertised everywhere, but I don't absolutely dislike the movie or anything. I think it's a fine, like, children's film, but I do like the Despicable Me films. I'm not a huge fan of the third one. I would probably say I even dislike that film more than the Minions film. I'm not sure, that might be a little bit of a controversial opinion there, but of course it's just my personal opinion. But yeah, a pretty good series of films overall. I would say they kind of weigh each other out, but I think for this wave of Funko Pops here specifically, it's just nothing too amazing that really appeals to me, of course. So now let's move on to my final verdict for the wave.
To the bank and stand in line. Just use a freeze gun, it saves me time.
Alright, so for this wave, out of a score of 35, it managed to score 23, and that comes out to 66%, and I think that that's a decent score here, considering, of course, the Minions is not, like, for my target demographic whatsoever, so it's kind of impressive that the designs are still able to semi-appeal to me. It's something that I can appreciate, but not something that I actually want to put into my collection, but I still think that it's a cool wave of figures here. So overall, a pretty cool wave here. I am semi-excited, I suppose, to see the Minions movie. I'm interested to see Gru's role in the film since he's younger here, and it's kind of him cultivating this army of Minions. So I think that would be really interesting to see in the film. I probably won't see it in theaters or anything, but definitely on Netflix or some sort of streaming service, I would check it out. So yeah, overall a good wave here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I want to hear all of your rankings for the Minions 2 wave. I'm always interested to kind of compare my list to yours. And just thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you want to see more content. And I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.